Constitutional essay number 8 of this website is titled Big Government's Commerce Clause. The terrible misfortune of history is that long after the World War ended the Great Depression and victory was ours both in Europe and the Pacific, the leftover New Deal policy, based on the false notion that a nation could spend its way out of an economic recession, has lingered and remains to this day. We have been a nation at sleep while someone has robbed our house. This essay traces the modern expansion of the Commerce Clause regulatory power of the federal government. This essay analyzes the two key cases since the earlier Jones case that provide the pretext for Washington to control the insurance we buy, the food we eat, the wages we pay our employees, the light bulbs we must use in our home, the type of fuel that we must use for energy, the manner of operating our factories, warehouses, stores, and shops, and everything else in our economy from top to bottom. What is left of freedom and liberty has gradually vaporized. The two cases analyzed in this essay are the Farmer Filburn case of 1942 and the Angel Raich case of 2005. The first case involved homegrown wheat for personal consumption. The second case involved homegrown marijuana for personal medicinal use. Using the power under the Commerce Clause as a pretext, the government punished both parties in the two cases, although their actions were legal under state law. In neither case were any products or commodities traded, transported, or sold across state lines. Nevertheless, the government took the position, licensed by the 1937 Jones case, that homegrown wheat and marijuana had an indirect, albeit remote, effect on interstate commerce, and therefore was subject to regulation by Washington. Our founding fathers, of course, are turning in their graves. These two cases will be front and center this year or next when the Supreme Court reviews the constitutionality of the 2010 Health Care Act's insurance mandates. Certain justices have spoken out against this unlawful expansion of the Commerce Clause and have urged a faithful return to its original meaning. But only we, the people, can do this by constitutional amendment.